haven't heard, Phan, who is a YouTube makeup guru who has about 8.9 million subscribers, she's been in the game for a really long time. She actually went on a hiatus for about a year, and just about a week ago, she posted a video about why she left. And her story actually really inspired me, and it had a lot to do with this season's theme, which is get your cooking rhythm back. So today I'm going to try out some of her DIY facial masks, talk about some takeaways from Phan's comeback story, and then make a recipe out of the leftover ingredients from the facial. So I've been following Phan since way back in the day, way back when she was on Zanga.com as Rice Bunny. Shout out if you remember Zanga.com, shoot me some e-props below, just kidding, at least give me a thumbs up. And about circa 2008, one of the recipes that I was following for face masks was actually aspirin and honey. So the first thing that we're gonna do for this recipe is throw some aspirin in. And then, okay, just kidding. All right, so what we're actually going to make is a simple sauté using the leftover tomato and the egg from the facial. It's a really simple tomato egg sauté side dish that my mom used to always make as a side for tilapia or pork chop and rice. Okay, so to flavor up the tomato and egg sauté, we're gonna add some garlic. I have some oil going here on medium heat, and we're gonna add the garlic and sauté it until it's brown. One thing that I was reading from Phan's story is that a big part of why she left YouTube for a while is because she experienced depression. And she talked about how even though she went from rags to riches and became very successful, she still experienced depression. So my first takeaway is that no one is immune to depression. It could happen to anyone. And she actually talked about how she took some online quizzes to see if she really was depressed, and I actually recommend doing that. I'm gonna link some below, and by no means is that a substitution for medical advice, but it's a good way to start to see if you should seek medical attention for what you're going through. So right when the garlic starts to brown, we're gonna add the tomatoes to slow down the cooking process so the garlic doesn't burn. Yum. We're going to add some salt so that we can draw out the flavor and the liquid from the tomatoes so we get it to be nice and saucy. We're gonna let that cook down for about 3 to 5 minutes until it gets nice and soft and you see a really nice sauce forming. But while that's going, let's talk a little bit about my second takeaway, which is what Phan did on her year off. So what she did, she actually packed her bags and just went to Switzerland for a year and spent a lot of time in nature and just unplugged from everything, unplugged from her channel, from all social media. And I think that we could learn a lot from that. I was actually just talking to a friend today about the reasons why I sometimes take a break from social media. I do it when I notice that social media is starting to make me feel negative or bad about myself, especially when we start comparing ourselves to others or experience FOMO, things like that. And the reason why it's important to take a break is because when you're going on social media, what you're looking for is connection or to learn something. But if you're just scrolling through it mindlessly and letting it affect you negatively, then that really defeats the purpose. So what I'll do instead is I'll replace that habit with texting or calling a friend instead, or reading a book, doing something fulfilling. That way I'm able to fill that urge to connect or to learn something, but not in such a negative way that affects my mood. And so Phan, her year off, really helped her to find clarity and really get her rhythm back. So as you can see, the tomatoes have released all of their juices. They're really soft. The skin has started to peel away from the rest of the tomato. That's when you know it's ready to add the final ingredient, which is the egg. And I have the egg whites here that I use for the facial mask, as well as the egg yolk. And so just mix that into the tomato, and what's really nice is the egg is going to absorb all that tomato juice flavor. So before she went on that break, she was already starting to feel not like herself, feeling depressed, feeling low, but she decided to just keep on adding more projects to her plate, work, keep busy to numb the pain. But she realized at a certain point that that wasn't working for her. She was burnt out. And so after she was able to take that trip and take that break, she was able to reawaken her passion and get back in touch with herself. So during her comeback, she actually relaunched her business in a new, fresh way, and she even was able to live out a childhood dream of creating her own comic, which is really awesome. So, you know, if you're going through a time where you feel really burnt out, you're just going through the motion every week, you're just living for the weekend, just take whatever time you can for yourself to reflect, to get away, spend some time in nature, whatever you can do to start to feel better and get back in touch with yourself and get your rhythm back in life. So as you can see, the egg combined with the tomato, it smells really good right now, and This is a really great side dish to make because it's something that you often already have in your refrigerator, the tomato and the eggs. And then to add some color, I'm going to just add a little bit of chopped green onions. There we have it. We just made our tomato and egg sauté, and I have to say my face feels amazing right now. Okay, we are ready to eat. I am serving this tomato and egg sauté on the side of some rice, which is from that fun rice water mask that I made earlier, as well as the protein of your choice. I use some garlic pork chop here, but you could also use tilapia, whatever you like. I'm so excited to try this right now. That is really good. It may seem like just a really simple recipe, but the egg and the tomato really play off of each other so well and create this phenomenal flavor. I really hope you try this and maybe even one of Michelle Phan's face masks. If you want this recipe and want to hear more on my take of Michelle Phan's comeback story, check out my website at diningattiffany's.com. And please subscribe and share this video if you liked it. And remember, I'm here for you, I got you. I'll be putting out new videos every Thursday on cooking and personal development.